Green Assist is an advisory initiative, which means basically a platform, a setup, or a set of processes to provide advisory services to help you preparing green and greener investment projects. The objective here is obviously to build a pipeline of green investment projects, build a pipeline or encourage existing projects to go greener. For whom? It's addressed to private and public beneficiaries. And it covers a wealth of diversified sectors. I will tell you more with the next slide on that. How? It's on demand. So there is no call for applying to obtain a Green Assist advisory service. You just need to, let's say, apply and insert and send a request. We'll tell you more about how to do that. It's free. And the beauty of it is that it's individually tailored. Each advisory services will be tailored to the need after review and formulating these requests. It will be provided either by an specialized expert that will be selected from a roster that exists and that we have constituted, or by consultancy. The decision on that will depend on or broad is a request and the resource needed. But basically what to retain here is that the advisory service will be provided in the scope of a specific contract for each request. So it's a case-by-case approach that we have here. Next slide. Thank you. So with this slide, I would like to tell you more about the sectors and industry that Green Assist is going to cover or will focus. This slide is not exhaustive. It's just to give you some kind of colors about the sectors and industry that Green Assist will focus. So, for example, you'll see on the left-hand side, you'll see more and what we call environmental sectors. And on the right-hand side, you see other sectors where we see potential for mainstreaming. So, for example, again, Green Assist will provide advisory service in the field of biodiversity. It's about advising on the restoration, risk, and climate adaptation. You can see the 3 boxes. Again, with many nuances in background. Also, Green Assist will provide advisory services in the field of natural capital. And this is more about preserving natural resources. So what resources we're talking about? Obviously, anything related to terrestrial and marine ecosystems. Water is obviously on top of that, but not only soil. And it's also about helping project owners to develop or carry out more sustainable development in terms of urban, rural, or coastal areas. The third sector is quite diverse. It's about providing advisory service in the field of circular economy. So here again, it will be about mostly waste sector. How does it contribute to circular and more sustainable economy? It will be also about sustainable design. We can obviously think about packaging, having more, let's say, environmental friendly packaging that fit better into the circular economy, or helping project owners to work on short supply and more sustainable supply chain. And the last is obviously everything that Green Assist can do in terms of helping to, let's say, extend the life of existing product, or let's say facilitating repair of this product. On the right-hand side, then you see other sectors, because Green Assist is not only about environmental sectors, but also non-environmental sectors, where we see obviously a potential for helping industrial players. Also in the blue economy, it can also help in large infrastructure projects or in the field of infrastructure, and for example, in some industry like in chemistry, where advisory services can be provided to let's say, foster more sustainable chemical processes, less harmful substances, or these kind of things. It will be also in the same kind of tertiary sector like transport, finance, of course, helping financial players to help beneficiaries in term. And also, not to forget, in the primary sector for agricultural project, forestry, or fisheries. So you see, it covers a wealth of sectors. And what you see here is where Green Assist will focus. Here we see two type of two main sort of advisory service: project advisory that are targeted to a specific investment, and this will be provided by experts that will be selected and proposed to you, beneficiaries, out of the roster. It can be anything about project preparation, development of let's say analysis like cost-benefit analysis. It mostly about review of business plan, including, for example, assisting on the evaluation or estimation of capex, opex, and these kind of things. But this one can be also about helping on the let's say assessment of the impact, environmental due diligence. It can also be about supply chain assistance, for example. Now, on the other hand, you have also what we call enabling advisory, and this will be provided by consultant that we will select for you. Why? Because there we need more established resources. It's about helping you to build internal resources or developing some kind of market development activities. It's always about strengthening capacity for investment readiness. And always, but it's the same as has been mentioned, it's always about operationalizing the do no significant harm principle.
What projects we're looking for, because that's the first question you always get. Am I eligible? What are you looking for? What can I get? And then indeed, what can I get? So how would we support these projects? If we go one slide further. So there are 3 basic questions that I would ask you to think about yourself if you have a project, and that I would like you to share with people that might have investment projects. Number 1 is, well, do I have an investment project? So am I developing a project that needs to put money on the table at one point to be implemented? The second question is then, is there an environmental component in this project? So does the project by itself have as an ambition to improve the environment, or is there some major component that can be further green, that can be improved in this aspect? And the third one, and this is of course the justification, why do you ask for support, is does your project face any major challenges you need help with? And here we distinguish between technical and business challenges. I will get into that a bit more later on. The normal entry point into getting this support from Green Assist is the Invest EU portal, and we will share the link for that further. What do you need to do? It's a rather simple and short application form. So you can do this in theory in a few minutes, but it's important to make sure that you are putting the right information in there to quickly get the expertise that you want in the end. So you first need to select your advisory support needs. This is a tick boxing exercise. Okay, what is the type of support that I need? The sector of your project. It's the same, is rather straightforward. Also, the type of project promoter, we said it, we can have public, we can have private, public-private in there. And then we come to the project description that you need to write. So it's a rather short description on what your project is. And you need to show the maturity of your project. So what actions have already been taken in there. If we go one slide further. So what I would like people to really pay attention to is this block on the project description. So when you are, you have a limit of, 2,000 symbols and up to 500 words, I would like to recommend you to really make use of this space and to make use of this space in the way as we've described it above. Show what type of project you have. So what is the objective of your project and where is it based? Is it an investment project with an environmental ambition? Is it an investment project that wants to get greening? Do you face a technical challenge? Do you face a business challenge? If this is the challenge, what support exactly do you believe you need to move forward? So we can take that up in the assessment and quickly find the right experts, the right format of support for your project in the future. The question then, of course, comes what happens next. So what happens is that you submit this application online to the central entry point, and if this application is reviewed and is allocated to Green Assist if it matches the criteria that we have outlined above. What we then do is that we check the completeness of information. And that's why I think it's so important to make sure also that, okay, it does provide information to get channeled to us, and it gives us the information to be able to start designing a support program to say, yes, this is the type of thing we need to support. These are the experts we're looking for. So we can check all is there. We then check the eligibility and we start designing a program. So we prepare a draft program. We take the challenge. Okay, what are the things that need to be done? How could that be done? How much time would that take? What type of expert do I need? We then go interview the right experts for that, and we get in touch also with the beneficiary to arrange this common design with the beneficiary and the experts on how exactly is the support supposed to look like, what needs to be provided by when, what is needed from the beneficiary itself, and by when can we start, by when can we finish that support. And after that, when it's all signed off, we just go ahead and hopefully boost your project.